And so it all begins again. Look at this. So we're going to do today weekend garden updates. You know, I was thinking to myself that garden is always changing. There is always something going on every week. So let me know your opinion. What do you think about this idea? That I can do a walkabout around garden, see what's blooming, what's beautiful, and keep you updated every weekend. What do you think? If you like that idea, let me know in the messages under this video. So let's do the update today. What's blooming in my garden? And of course, just look at this. My Lady of Shallot. She is just beginning her blooms, and usually she puts these very big, massive, beautiful flowers. Look at this. Her first flowers are pretty big this year. I remember last year her flowers were not as big at the beginning, and generally I have a feeling that this year she is bigger. Look at this. Oh, the pretty blooms all the rosarians are waiting for the time of the year. And if you look closely how she's growing, you see how she's moving this way? Because the sun is always there on that side of our garden, and the sunset is there. And right now it's around in the afternoon, so sun is already setting down, and my roses are looking following the sun. So the best picture would be from here. Look at her. Isn't she magnificent? For those who don't know my Lady of Shallot, there are two shrubs planted approximately 18 inches apart, and unfortunately one shrub is taking over. You see how tall this guy is in comparison with this one? And this year my Lady of Shallot created a lot of blind shoots. Let me show you. Right here another one is coming. You see, look at this. He is valuable, but he looks like he's going to be a blind shoot, so I will let him go a little bit further, see if he will create a bud. But if he wouldn't create a flower bud, I will cut him like I did this guy, you see? And what happens if I cut him? The blind shoot creates another shoot, the small one, and that guy will have flowers in maybe 2 weeks. So this is what's going on with my Lady of Shallot for now. When you look at her from here, I'm always encouraging her to grow this way, and of course she doesn't want to. She wants to go towards the sun. And here I was actually bending this blind shoot to go out with the help of a stick. I had a stick here with a string, pushing it down because he was going all the way inside the bush. The same happened with this guy. I pushed him out, encouraging him to grow out. And this guy happened to be not a blind shoot. He has a rose at the top. So let him live. Isn't my Queen, Lady of Shallot, pretty here? Oh my gosh, she has the most wonderful space here because her roots are nice and shaded by steps from the sun, which is beaming on this direction. And I think she has the best place in the garden. Well, actually now, my new introduction in the garden, Olivia Austin rose, she is going to conquer mightily with my Lady of Shallot. Let's check her out. Just look at these blooms. Oh, she is magnificent. I'm going to do a review on my Olivia Austin. Look at all these blooms. Some of them are getting older and nodding their heads. I'm going to already start deadheading her. She was the first one to bloom. And she looks so magnificent here. She has great sun here. Beautiful location. I lost several perennials around her, so I'm still trying to develop this area. The clematis, first year here growing. Oh, I hear thunder. We didn't have a rain for, oh my gosh, for maybe a week and a half. So garden is getting really dry, so I have to do a lot of watering. But rain, that thunder would be actually very good for us. Look at this. This is Vanessa Bell. I always forget her name. And she is, you know what? She has one misfortune here. She has a very mighty neighbor. And my Japanese holly just pushes her boundaries, and I don't think Vanessa Bell likes it a lot. You see how she falls over? I probably think I need to stake her here a little bit to keep her in boundaries here and let her not fall to the ground. She didn't start blossoming yet. She has one nice light lemon bloom. No scent yet. So this is what's happening with this rose. And let's go and look at our generous gardener. That rose right there just opened the blooms literally today, and they opened all at once. Disregard these planks. My Eden rose in the front is still not, doesn't have any support yet, and I'm running against the time because of that Eden rose created these nice fat nice buds already. So this is supposed to be the support for Eden rose. I went to the store, I bought planks already. Very soon I have to make it and nicely showcase the blooms of Eden, which is also a new rose. So I never saw the blooms of it in my garden. I saw it in different gardens. Now just look at this. The difference with my generous garden this year is that it's not as full at the top, because what I did, I took all those long, nice branches and I spread them out. Otherwise, this would be a killer overload on top of my, oh my gosh, carpenter bees. And what is this eating me alive? Oh my gosh! Fighting bugs in front of the camera. Okay. So look at all this display, and this is just the first day of blooming. I'm going to keep you updated on all the beautiful blooms. And in case you don't know, the scent of Generous Gardener is wonderful. I love, out of all my roses in the garden, I love this scent the most. Ah, very sophisticated. And Generous Gardener has very good disease resistance, by the way. Do you see this new addition in my garden? Recently, I kind of had an idea that I can create all sorts of garden pots. So I created this hanger for my bacopa plants, and I'm not sure if it's very successful, but hey, it's going to sit here and hopefully bacopa will cover all this. But here, I think this is very successful. Look at this. This is my potted fabric pot for my beautiful hosta, and I just brought her from the garden, from the nursery. And look at this, I made these little ruffles to hold her. Doesn't she look cute? I think, you know what, the shape of the pot really complements the shape of hostas, nice and round. She looks so cute in it. And I was thinking, because this fabric is very waterproof and very tough, I can keep it outside. Let me see. I made holes here, you see? There are holes at the bottom. And I think this pot will be overwintering with my hosta outside in the garden. So I can tuck her into little shady corners and keep her there for the winter. Let's see how that goes. So this was one of my latest garden creations. And I think my hosta will be very happy here. Okay, my roses at the front are not blooming yet because they have their somewhat shady conditions. Not really shady, but a little bit too much shade, so they are late to bloom. But what's blooming in the front are my peonies. Two different peonies I have in the front. So let's come and see them. I don't know about you, but several times I tried to combine clematis with roses, and I'm not successful. I really don't like how it looks. Clematis looks messy with roses together, and they're kind of lost. These clematis here are here for several years, and I understand clematis do like sweet soil, alkaline soil, and they are very slow here in Connecticut, and really I don't see a successful big clematis growing in our area. So let me know, are you successful growing roses and clematis together? Because that duo doesn't work for me. So here, this is the entrance, the side entrance. The other side entrance into our back, very secluded backyard. And it's kind of a service area here. We keep all the garbage bins and wood and whatnot here. But the entrance is marked by the rose support, which I built many years ago, maybe 8-9 years ago, and I planted this rose here. She's knockout rose. I'm not particularly happy about the shape of blooms, but I'm keeping her here because she's such a generous bloomer in this somewhat shady area. But come here and let's look at our peonies. Just look at these peonies. Look at these beauty peonies. Oh, they're so precious. Look at the inside of these peonies. They're so beautiful. And there are so many new buds, full of ants, by the way. Look at this. Aren't they very pretty? I planted this peony maybe 5-6 years ago, and this peony of course needs to be staked, and I'm doing it. Some peonies I'm not staking, but this one, because she's really heavy, this peony is really heavy, and they will really flop and fall. And there are several of them already blooming, and many buds are here. And by the way, do you see this rose? A new rose in my garden. Desdemona David Austin rose. Oh. Again, a different fragrance from her. This is her, I think, 2nd year in my garden. And here on the fence, which separates us from our neighbors, is another generous gardener. I really trained it low on the fence. And the good suggestion for the beginner gardeners, if you have a low fence and you have a very vigorous rose and stiff canes, train your rose when it is still young. Those canes are still young. One more peony I want to show you. Follow me, my cameraman. Look at these peonies. Oh, they're getting heavy. They have a peony loop here, but it looks like it's not enough for these peonies. I have to come in and stake them even more. Ah, the blossoms of peonies are somewhat fleeting, you might say. They don't bloom for a long time, and the rest of the year you do have just this green, very nice canopy of leaves. So you would say that peonies are attractive, even without blooms. But the short period of blooms are kind of compensated by the beautiful display. Look at this peony. Nice and bright, and you know, you have a feeling that peony puts everything in these displays just for 2 weeks or week and a half. Oh, I hear a thunder. You know what? We are dying for the rain, so those are welcomed signs. So that's it. This is the blooming, what's blooming in my garden. Let me know if you like these garden updates to be on a regular basis. And we will see you in our next video. Happy gardening!